Hello everybody, this is Shinobi. This is another Awaken Chaos Era video. At the outset, let me apologize to all my viewers for the loud music on my previous video, Patch Notes New OP Champions. I'm really sorry for making the music at the end after 14 minutes too loud, so such that you couldn't hear me. I apologize for that. In my next video onwards, I'll ensure that the music is not too loud and it is just enough so you do not hear too much of noise on it. But thank you so much for watching that video, and thank you for the comments. I'm really sorry for it. So in this video I was going to discuss about the Chosen Faction Challenge. Now this is an interesting new feature that they have added. It is quite similar to the Faction Wars in Raid Shadow Legends. I have absolutely no problem in them adding new contents, but I do have a kind of complaint against the time available and the amount of gear that we are receiving from this game and the kind of roles we are getting. So that's going to be a rant video. I do not want to rant about it, but at the same time, yeah, there's so little time for us to finish these activities, and even though we have the gear swapping feature in the game, it just is so difficult to get it done. And also you have to swap so many champions that it is very difficult for us to find the time to do everything. Particularly in these dungeons, you can only use the specific champions from the specific faction. Even though this dungeon has got the extra feature of the Batwolf, a dungeon boss, which is different from that of Raid Shadow Legend. They did not have a dungeon boss for this, for the particular faction. Sorry, for the particular faction dungeon. But here you have a separate boss, which is good, which is a nice feature, which is also challenging. So you are getting a new challenge, you're getting a new feature that challenges you to build your champions, to build more champions, particularly the elite ones and the epic ones. So that's really good that you're being challenged to do it, and it's good to have new challenges that will enable us to improve our team and our gear. But it's still, the issue of time is always there. So let's look at this dungeon. You have at the moment they have opened two dungeons, Sylvan Woodlands and Titan Island, and in the at the boss stage you can use either Sylvan Woodlands or Titan Islands, and that's available for 2 days. So I think the boss is only going to be for those factions that are already open, so you can farm them with the factions that you have. So if you do, I think it should change when the Sylvan Woodlands and Titan Islands close at reset today. It should change to the next ones that will be open on the next day. So within the 2 days or 48 hours that this boss is available, you should be able to use either of the 4 factions. So if you do not have champions in Sylvan Woodlands or Titan Islands, you can use the next two available ones, that is Dragon Scale and Free Cities. So depending upon what kind of champions are available with you, you can go and fight the boss. So first let's look at the basic dungeons here. Okay, so in Titan Islands you can see that you can get 3-star. You can complete each of the floor in 3 stars, and it requires specific conditions to be fulfilled to get 3 stars in it. So the first one is to clear the stage. Okay, that's good. Second one is you cannot have more than 1 hero casualty, so you can only lose 1 hero. Not that you have to use only 1 hero or 2 heroes, but you can use 4 heroes, and even if you lose 1, you still get the 2nd star. The third one was to clear the 15 rounds, but this third condition changes for each floor. So in second floor you can see that you must include at least 1 elite champion, which is a problem because you may not have any elite champion built. Like I don't have any of the elite champions built, so I'll just place 1 elite champion. Doesn't matter, I can lose him, it doesn't matter, because that's what the condition says. So I must have 1 elite champion included. So let's see if I can finish this and then get the 3 stars even if I'm losing that elite champion. So each of the flow has got 3 waves, so you have to clear all 3 waves, which is reasonable, yeah, which is like most other games and most other dungeons have the same kind of wave system, so that's okay. It's not like the endless trial where you have only 1 wave. Again, not a problem, but you will find that at the higher stages it is more difficult. The difficulty increases at higher stages and you may not be able to complete the conditions required at those stages. So you will have to build your champions. You will have to build the champions of each faction in order to finish off each of the stages. So yeah, you can see that I was able to finish it off, finish all the 3 conditions that was required to get the 3 stars there. And now let's look at the boss here. So I've did like around 3 rounds. So this boss is a bit difficult to finish. I'll tell you, even at stage 1, if you're not following the abilities of the target fully, so the boss completely, then you will not be able to finish it. So you have to be very clear on what you're doing with the boss. So the first one is, the first of the ability of the boss is that Spirit Break. Enemies to stack 10 Spirit Break. Sorry, enemies who stack, it should be enemies who stack, not to stack. Enemies will be stacking Spirit Break, and if they get 10 stacks of it, they will die. So where do we get the Spirit Break? Okay, the second skill is Savagery. So plus 50 resistance and minus 50 focus per negative effect on this character. So and they get minus 100 focus at maximum. I don't know what the maximum is, but it means that they have high resistance and they do not have enough focus. So the boss focus decreases with each negative effect that we place on him, but with each negative effect that we place on him, he might be getting plus 50 resistance. So again, you can go the poison route, but he also gets increased resistance by each of the poison. So basically there's no point in using debuffs on him. And then momentum, attack grants plus 20% rage versus elementally disadvantaged targets. Loses rage from elementally advantaged targets based on damage dealt. Okay, so if you're having a target that has got elemental disadvantage, then he'll increase his rage. But if he use targets that have got elemental advantage on him, then he loses rage, which is a good mechanic. Like, you can use a neutral champion and he will neither increase or neither decrease his rage. But if you use a negative champion, a champion like a fire, since it's a wood champion, so if you're using a water element against him, then he will increase his rage. So do not use water element on a wood boss here. So you have to change your champion based on the element of the boss. Yeah. So again, they're forcing us to build up champions, forcing us to farm more gear. The third skill of the boss is Vicious Pounce. Damages an enemy and applies to Spirit Break, grants 20% rage. Okay, so it's in this ability that he's able to apply Spirit Break on one enemy, it seems, and it also grants 20 rage. So if you want to decrease because this one grants him rage, so in order to decrease that rage, you have to hit him with a champion. You have to use champions that are having elemental advantage against this boss. Otherwise, he will continue to increase his rage. And Soaring Strike damages all enemies and applies 2 Spirit Break to the target. If the target is without positive effect, also applies 4 Spirit Break. So this is like so vicious. You have to use champions that gives you positive effects. You have to use champions that are having an elemental advantage against the boss. Okay. Roar damages all enemies and grants 40% rage plus 10% upon attacking a target without a positive effect. Gosh, Sonic Wave. Auto cast massive damage against all enemies upon reaching sufficient rage. So your main target, your main goal in this against this boss is that you have to beat him before he reaches full rage. If he reaches full rage, it's then the game is over. So you have to beat him, just like the guild boss. You have to beat him before the boss reaches full rage. And so you do have mechanism here to reduce the rage, different to that of the guild boss, but it's going to be difficult as the stages increase, as the flows increase to 8, 9, 10. It's going to be really difficult to beat this boss. But let's look at one of the runs against this boss. Let's see. I was probably keeping on farming the same thing. So you have got an elemental disadvantage here with Blackhorn, so I'm not going to use him, but I also need a lot of positive effects on me. So maybe I could use Hakrin, but he's like again an disadvantaged person. So we can't use anybody else. We have like, yeah, so I think I'll use Winstrex. Let me see if I have gear on my Winstrex. Yeah, she's geared, so I'll use Winstrex. That will give me a couple of positive effects. And you have got two champions who are like in elemental advantage, and you have Brand, so he's a neutral champion, and Winstrex is also neutral. So let's go and see what kind of an effect the boss does on us. So Winstrex gives us the speed, he gives us more positive effect, so that means the amount of rage that the boss will gain would be significantly reduced. Yeah, I don't see the rage meter going on here. I can't see any rage meter going on, so I'm not sure if he has gained any rage or not. Let me check this. Yeah, I can't see any rage. He's got, this character will not be affected by control effects. That's fine. So he doesn't seem to have gained any rage. So because I'm not using any elemental disadvantage champions out here, the rage meter is certainly, oh yeah, you can see the amount of rage over there. It's on the right side. Yeah, so the more the positive champions hit against him, his rage should be, oh, I don't see rage reduced, but yeah, you can see that we have to finish this boss before the rage meter gets to the maximum. So yeah, I'm quite happy that Ace was able to give us new content, but as I said, new content doesn't actually mean that you have the time to finish it or you have the champions to finish it. So basically Ace is trying to make you farm more, build more champions, but at the same time they're not giving us enough time to do it. They need to speed up the game. They need to provide us with opportunities to do more multi-farming, like multi-battles. Like instead of 10, we should be able to like do maybe 100, because like Raid, even though they do not say that they allow auto-clickers, they ignore people using auto-clickers. So I think like A should follow the same principle. That's all folks. Thank you for watching, and once again I apologize for the very bad video that I posted earlier. I have posted another video that shows the music, that has reduced the music and made it much better. Thank you so much for watching the video. Please like, share and subscribe my videos. Thank you.